If you've ever played anime games, then you probably know who CyberConnect 2 is, or at least you probably played one of their games in the past. They're one of the best anime game developers out there. They're the studio responsible for the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series back on PlayStation 2, which evolved into the Naruto Storm series that we have today. Along the way, they developed games like Ashura's Wrath, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Highs of Heaven, and more recently, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Even their .hack series is very popular. So when I hear CyberConnect 2 is making a new game, I'm all ears. For a while, we thought the next CC2 game was going to be Demon Slayer, but turns out they had something else in store before then. And it's definitely not what any of us expected. Fuga, Melodies of Steel. Did you expect the next CyberConnect 2 game to look like this? Yeah, me neither. It doesn't look like a high-budget game with top-tier cutscenes like we're used to, but it's also not a full-priced game, so consider my expectations adjusted. It's a story-driven journey with a turn-based combat system, and an art style that is definitely unique. It just doesn't look up to the standard that we're used to. Now, this type of game isn't usually up my alley. I've played a lot of turn-based battle games in the past, and I enjoyed a few of them, but very few make it into my favorites. That said, this developer deserves that I at least try it out given the quality of their titles and how much I enjoyed them in the past. So the game starts and everything is fine, everyone lives at peace, and then war is here. People start dying, the children are panicking, but a mysterious voice guides them into this huge freaking tank. The children escape, the mysterious voice guides them and tells them how the tank works, and then they begin to fight back in a mission to find their parents. So it's a bit dark, but it feels like everything will be fine in the end. Those kids will go through hardships, in the end they'll defeat the enemy army and find their parents. I don't know if that's what happens, I haven't finished the game, but that was the feeling that I had when I started playing it. The game starts pretty simple. The tank moves forward, picking up health and materials along the way and running into enemies, which triggers combat. So you control the one tank, but you have 3 guns, and these guns can be cannons that deal heavy damage, machine guns which have lower damage but high accuracy, and grenade launchers which are the balanced weapon. You can choose which guns to bring to combat, and you can change them every 3 turns because each gun is linked to a character. So by swapping them around, you get a different loadout, which you can do constantly during battle, and the characters on the back provide passive buffs to the characters in front, and each one of those relationships has their advantages. This also means that you may have 2 machine guns equipped, for example, but since these are 2 different characters, they may have different skills or different passive abilities. Enemies have these stopwatch icons next to them, which means that if you hit them with a corresponding weapon, you will delay their turn. Cannons are red, grenade launchers are yellow, and machine guns are blue. That's the basics of the combat system. Very easy to understand, but also you can see how the system can be built up on for more complex encounters. Before you reach the end of the first level, you'll have an intermission. You go inside the tank where you talk to different people, increasing the characters' relationships, which improves their benefits when linked in battle, and also level up a ton of stuff. At first, you can level up weapons and cook a meal for buffs, but later you can send characters to sleep for experience, do the laundry together, plant vegetables where you can cook later, fish for scrap, and upgrade each individual room. Every time you're in an intermission, you will have a set of action points, so you can choose how to spend them as you please, and this stuff slowly unlocks as you progress. You return into the battlefield and it's a boss character, and boom, there goes half of your health. This isn't looking good, folks. Looks like we've reached the end of our journey, unless the tank has this super special weapon called the Soul Cannon. Alright, choose who's gonna shoot the Soul Cannon. This guy looks like the main character. I choose him. Alright, boss defeated. And the character you chose is now dead. Yep. I just killed the main character. The children lose their will to fight, the next battle does not go so well, and that's when the voice on the radio says that next time will be different. And she just rewinds time, and we're able to defeat the boss normally without relying on the Soul Cannon because now we've done a better job at our intermission and leveled up a link that became crucial. So it's safe to say that this game won't be as straightforward as it looked. All of this happens in the first 20 minutes, by the way. The story seems to be nuts, and it's actually grabbing me quite a bit, because now I'm wondering what the hell is this tank that can turn the life of a child into a soul cannon? Who is this mysterious voice in the radio? And will the children even find their parents? Because at this point, I think the game has proven that it can go in some unpredictable ways. The parents might be dead for all I know. So the story is definitely carrying a lot of it, but the gameplay still hasn't stopped evolving. I'm pretty sure this is one of those games that will be introducing new mechanics all the way through. It just feels that way, like it keeps bringing up new stuff. For instance, about an hour into it, it introduces dungeons that you can explore in a side-scroller fashion. They're fairly simple. You'll have a pistol, but no bullets. There's a treasure chest, and you gotta find a key. If you run into enemies or want to break something along the way, you gotta find those bullets first. So I'm sure they'll get more challenging as I play more of the game. And as far as combat goes, let me load up my last save and try to take you through a normal combat encounter. Alright, we have a choice to make here. We can take the normal route or the safe route. And I'm just gonna take the safe route to show you this combat encounter. This is gonna be 2 waves of enemies, and our health is almost half full, so we're not looking too hot here. Okay, we have a drone, and they play first. Damn, okay. Right off the bat. That hurts. That's gonna delay one of my characters. Okay, not ideal, not ideal. We have a flying drone with a blue stopwatch, and we have a tank with a yellow stopwatch. And we have plenty of yellow weapons right here, but we don't have any blues. So let's get a blue on the field, but I also like to have a red for damage. And we don't have a lot of stopwatches, so I think we can get away with that. Each one of these characters has their own skills. Each one of these support characters has their own passive abilities. And the link between these characters just depends on how much you've talked to them during the intermissions. And you gotta talk with each one. So like with this guy, you gotta talk to her. If you talk to him, you develop their bond. So you got all these combinations, and they all provide unique bonuses. There's a lot to do, a lot of customization, and just you can personalize your own playstyle. So I changed the formation, and I cannot change it for 3 turns. You can see that it's my turn up there at the top. It's the yellow guy to play. I'm gonna shoot this guy and delay his turn. And it's a crit too. So like he's gonna act even later now. Now, after this machine gun play, it would be this drone's turn, but because it has a blue stopwatch and I'm gonna shoot it with a blue weapon, its turn is now delayed. Now, this guy is gonna play next, and the cannon unfortunately only has a 40% accuracy on flying targets. It's not very accurate. It deals a ton of damage, but it's not very accurate. I'm gonna do attack on all enemies, even though it's just a 50% chance. I might kill the tank while I'm at it. Spend some skill points. Perfect. That went great. Second wave. Oh no. Okay. 3 turns have passed, and it's all blue. I just got a new character. I've never tried her. She just showed up, just right now. I have no idea what her skills are, but apparently piercing shot and lullaby, so puts targets to sleep. Or is that the healing? We'll see. No. I want 3 blues because we have just flying targets. Machine guns are good against flying targets. And while we're here, there's a link attack that happens when the heart at the bottom is full. It fills up over time. And there's also a little face that's kind of angry but happy, you know, confident next to the character portrait. That thing gets angrier and angrier as you deal damage and take damage. So when it gets full, let's call it full, your character enters hero mode, and each character has unique effects too. This encounter will probably end before we reach that, so let's delay this guy. Let's delay this guy. And let's delay this guy. And hopefully we don't let them play. Now we can't delay them anymore. They're gone. As you can see, that face at the bottom is now angrier. Let's see, do I have any skills that kill them faster? Speed on all allies would be great if I had already done it, but I didn't. Hey, we get a crit, nice. You have sharp arrow, which ignores enemies' armor, but none of these guys are armored. You can see the armor icon says 0. But we also get a crit, so we're gonna get attacked once here. Every damage counts, because we gotta go the whole road without healing sometimes. And that can be tough. New character, what you got? Piercing shot and yeah, lullaby is definitely HP recovery. Let's use that, because we have 2 more characters to play before the enemy returns. So we get to heal, we delay the guy, and we win the encounter. Pretty simple. A lot of systems here, and they keep on adding more. You have a score at the end that increases the XP multiplier. You get some items. Hey, some guys leveled up. Their bond also leveled up. And we keep going from there. It's safe to say that this combat system can get pretty complex with the amount of systems it has, and I bet it's not done introducing systems. I hope they don't introduce too many, because I am actually starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. But so far, because the systems make sense and they're being slowly introduced, I feel like I have a good grasp on what I need to do. And if all else fails, I'll just send the emo kid to the Soul Cannon. The game is out as of today, and if any of this seemed interesting, feel free to check it out for yourself. This is not a review as I have not finished the game yet. I don't know if the payoff of the story is good. I don't know how much more there will be to combat, but I fully intend on seeing it through. The beginning of this game was so strong that I felt compelled to tell you about this game. CyberConnect 2 are publishing this themselves, and they're fairly new at publishing. They're usually partnered with Bandai Namco, or in the case of Demon Slayer, with Aniplex and Sega, so I don't expect a lot of people to know about this, which is why I felt like I needed to let you know that, hey, this exists, and it seems kind of cool. But anyway, that's Fuga, Melodies of Steel, out on pretty much every console as well as Steam, and if you try it out, let me know how it went. And also, who did you sacrifice to the Soul Cannon? But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!